Good morning students. This is a video for the students of class 8th, subject science. We were studying chapter number 5, that is coal and petroleum. This is your lecture number 5. This is your summary lecture. So we will summarize the complete chapter in this lecture. What are natural resources? The resources which are provided by nature are called natural resources. Means the materials or the resources which are obtained from nature are called natural resources. And what are the examples? Examples are like water, air, soil, sunlight, coal and petroleum. These are some examples of natural resources. They are obtained from nature. Means these things provided to us by nature. Now what about man-made resources? What are man-made resources? The resources made by human beings are called man-made resources. Means the resources made by us which are not found in nature, okay, the resources made by us are called man-made resources. Examples are like machines, vehicles, they are made by us. They are not found in nature. That's why they are called machines and vehicles. All the vehicles are called man-made resources. Next is types of natural resources. Say natural resources can be grouped into two categories depending on their availability. Okay, which are, first is renewable or inexhaustible natural resources. Now, what are renewable or inexhaustible natural resources? So, these are natural resources which are present in unlimited quantity in nature. It means what? The resources which are present in unlimited quantity. Okay. These resources can be continuously restored to a former level or condition. Means these resources cannot be exhausted because they are present in unlimited quantity in nature. For example, air, water and sunlight. As we know, the amount of air, water and sunlight present in unlimited quantity in nature and they can also be restored. That's why air, water and sunlight are called renewable or inexhaustible natural resources. Now next is non-renewable or exhaustible natural resources. Now what are exhaustible natural resources? These are natural resources which are present in limited amount in nature. Means they cannot be replenished continuously. They can be exhausted. It means what? The resources which are present in limited amount in nature. Okay. And the resources which cannot be replenished or cannot be restored continuously are called exhaustible natural resources. Means they can be exhausted. That's why they are called exhaustible natural resources. Okay. Like all the fossil fuels that are formed from the decomposition of plants and animals which got buried under the earth. Okay. They are called non-renewable resources. Means all the fossil fuels are non-renewable resources because they take millions of years to be formed. So, coal, petroleum and natural gas are some examples of fossil fuels. And they are, means coal, petroleum and natural gas, They are exhaustible natural resources, means non-renewable natural resources. Now we will study about one of the exhaustible natural resource, that is coal. Now what is coal? It is as hard as stone and black in color. Means coal is a black hard substance. Okay, and it is a mixture of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, and where it is used? Coal is used as a fuel for cooking food. Means for cooking food we can use coal. And it is also used in railway engines to produce steam, and by this steam engine can run. It means what? It is also used in railway engines to produce steam to run engine. And third is, it is also used to produce electricity. Means in some thermal power stations, coal can be used to produce electricity. Now, what question is, how the coal is formed? Means, now we will study formation of coal. Means how coal is formed. See, coal takes millions of years to form. It was formed from the dead remains of dense forest in low-lying wetland areas. Means it is formed from the dead remains of plants and animals that got buried under the earth about 300 to 400 million years ago. It is considered that due to natural processes such as flooding, the dense forest got buried under the surface of earth. And these dead plants compressed as gravel and soil got deposited over them. Means the dead plants which got buried under the earth compressed by gravel and soil. Means soil got deposited over them. Okay, and then due to high temperature and high pressure from the top layers, the dead plants changed into coal. Okay, so in this way coal is formed, but it takes millions of years to be formed. Okay, it means what? Formation of coal is a slow process. And this slow process of conversion of dead vegetation means dead plants and animals, into coal is called carbonization. What is carbonization? Slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. And one more thing is, coal mainly consists of carbon. Okay, it mainly consists of carbon. That's why this process is called carbonization. Our next topic is different stages of coal formation. Means now we will explain in brief that how the coal is formed and what are the different stages of coal formation. So coal formation is divided into 4 stages. Okay, first stage is when vegetation gets buried into the earth, means when dead plants gets buried into the earth, then a material is formed which is called peat. Means a material called peat is formed. Now what is peat? It is an accumulation of partially decayed leaves, branches, etc. And it contains very little amount of carbon, but its moisture content is high. Means in this stage the amount of carbon, means carbon content, is very low. Okay, and its moisture content is high. Second stage is, in first stage peat is formed, and after that peat gets compressed between sediment layers and a brown coal lignite is formed. Okay, and this lignite consists of compressed woody matter with very little moisture. Okay, and carbon content in lignite is nearly 70%. And this lignite means this brown coal is soft and can be crumbled. Okay, means in this stage peat changes into lignite, okay, due to heat and pressure. Third stage. See, in second stage, lignite coal is formed due to compression. Now, when we further compressed lignite coal, bituminous coal is formed. It means due to further compression of lignite coal, bituminous coal is formed. And this is dense, dark and brittle. Brittle means hard, with almost no moisture and impurities. It means bituminous coal is black in color, okay, and it has almost no moisture and impurities, and carbon content is nearly 80 to 85% in bituminous coal. Means here lignite coal is changed into bituminous coal due to heat and pressure, because compression means pressure, no? That's why due to heat and pressure lignite coal changes into bituminous coal at this stage. Now final stage. Final stage is a state in which bituminous coal remains in the earth for a long time and is subjected to extreme pressure. And due to this extreme pressure on the bituminous coal, anthracite coal is formed. Okay, means in final stage, anthracite coal is formed due to extreme pressure on bituminous coal. And this anthracite coal is purest form of coal. And it is hard and has semi-metallic luster. Luster means shining ability. Okay, and it is the purest form of coal, which contains 94 to 98% carbon, and its moisture content is very low. That's why it is also known as smokeless coal. Okay, and it is also called hard coal. Means this anthracite coal is also called hard coal. This is the final stage of coal formation, and in this way we will get the purest form of coal, that is anthracite coal. This is a flowchart which is showing stages of coal formation. So first stage is means dead plants like wood got buried into the earth, and due to heat and pressure it is changed into peat. What is peat? It is an accumulation of partially decayed leaves and branches, etc. Okay, then peat changes into lignite, means due to heat and pressure, means when the peat is compressed then lignite is formed. And when lignite is compressed, means due to further compression of lignite, means due to heat and pressure, bituminous coal is formed. And when bituminous coal remains in the earth for a long time, then due to heat and extreme pressure, anthracite coal is formed, and this is the purest form of coal, and it contains about 94 to 98% carbon. So this is the flow chart for stages of coal formation. Now our next topic is destructive distillation of coal. Now what is destructive distillation of coal? The decomposition of coal at higher temperature in the absence of air to produce useful organic and inorganic products. It means what? When coal is decomposed at higher temperature, But in absence of air, then it will produce useful organic and inorganic products. And this process is called destructive distillation of coal. Okay, means in destructive distillation of coal, in this process, some useful organic and inorganic products are formed. Now, what are the products obtained from destructive distillation of coal? That is coke. Means these are products which are obtained from destructive distillation of coal, like coke, coal tar and coal gas. Coke, coal tar and coal gas are some useful products obtained from destructive distillation of coal. Let's learn about them one by one. First is coke. What is coke? The solid residue left behind after distillation of coal is called coke. Okay, means on doing distillation of coal, some residue is left behind, and that solid residue is called coke, and it is greyish black in color and is not as shiny as coal. Okay, and it is hard, porous and contains 98% carbon. Now, what are the uses of coke? First use is it is used in extraction of many metals like iron, because coke is a smokeless fuel. That's why it is used in extraction of metals like iron. And it is also used in the preparation of fuel gases like producer gas and water gas. Now, next product which is obtained from destructive distillation of coal is coal tar. Now, what is coal tar? It is a dark, black and oily liquid with an unpleasant smell. Okay, and it is a mixture of about 200 organic compounds. Means 200 organic compounds are present in coal tar. It is a mixture of 200 organic compounds and it has unpleasant smell. Now, what are the uses of coal tar? So, uses are, first use is it is used to make large number of useful products like insecticides, drugs, dyes, paints, perfumes, etc. Okay. And second is it is also used to make the surface of roads. Right. Coal tar is used to make roads. Next product is coal gas. What is coal gas? Coal gas is a mixture of methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen and other gases. Okay, and it is obtained during processing of coal to get coke. Okay, so it is obtained when the coal decompose at higher temperature in the absence of air. Okay, and it is a mixture of methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen and other gases. Now, what are the uses of coal gas? First use is it is used for cooking and lighting purposes. Second is it is an important industrial fuel because it produces a lot of heat on burning. Okay, that's why it is an important industrial fuel. Okay, so these are some uses of coal gas. Petroleum. Petroleum is a natural resource and it is very important for us because it is used as a fuel in automobiles such as motorcycles, scooters and cars, and it is made up of two words, petra and oleum. Now, the meaning of petra is rock and oleum means oil. Petroleum is a oil which is found deep under the earth between the layers of rock, and it is a naturally occurring dark colored thick oily liquid. Means it is a naturally occurring resource which is dark colored, means dark in color and thick oily liquid. And it is a mixture of various hydrocarbons and other liquid organic compounds. Means petroleum is a mixture of various hydrocarbons and other liquid organic compounds. And petroleum is lighter than water and also insoluble in water. And where it is found? It is found deep under the earth between the layers of impervious rocks. Now what is the meaning of impervious rocks? Means the rocks which do not allow liquid to go through. Okay, so it is found deep under the earth between the layers of impervious rocks. And petroleum is called black gold due to its great commercial importance. Means every component of petroleum has some use. Okay, that's why it is often called black gold, because petroleum is very precious for us. It is a precious resource. That's why it is called black gold and it has great importance. Due to its great importance, it is called black gold. And all of us know that how important is petrol. Right? Now the question is, how petroleum formed? So now we will study formation of petroleum. Means how petroleum is formed. Petroleum is formed from organisms living in the sea such as algae or many other dead organisms. Means petroleum formed from the remains of sea creatures. As they died, then their body settled at the bottom of the sea or ocean. Means dead remains of marine animals and plants settled at the bottom of the sea or ocean and got covered with sediments. Means got covered with sand, clay, etc. And over millions of years, due to intense heat and pressure in the lower regions, more layers settled over the seabed. Then the organic matter, which is at the lower region, liquefied and seeped down until it reached a bed of impervious rocks. And in this way, dead organism transformed it into petroleum. Means due to high temperature and high pressure, the dead organisms transformed into petroleum. Because due to high temperature and high pressure in the lower region, more layers settled over the seabed, means at the lower region, and then the organic matter, means the dead remains of sea creatures, liquefied and seeped down until it reached a bed of impervious rocks. And then these dead organisms, means in this way, these dead organisms is transformed into petroleum. Next topic is refining of petroleum. Now petroleum refinery means separating its component. Means the process of separation of various constituents or fractions of petroleum is called refining of petroleum. It is carried out at petroleum refineries and it is done by fractional distillation. Okay, so what is refining of petroleum? Simply, refining of petroleum means separating the components of petroleum and it is done by fractional distillation. So now we will study the fractional distillation of petroleum. Our next topic is fractional distillation of petroleum. See, we have learned that the all constituents or components of petroleum can be separated by fractional distillation. And fractional distillation of crude oil or crude petroleum can be done in a long fractionating column. This is a long fractionating column in which some trays are present. And this process of separating components of petroleum is done by their boiling point. See, we know that the different components have different boiling point. Some components have low boiling point and some have high boiling point. So they get separated by their boiling point. So first of all, the crude oil is heated at about 400 degrees Celsius temperature. And from this end, the crude oil enters into the fractionating column and the components condense on the trays by their boiling point, because on the lowermost tray boiling point is high. So the fraction, the constituent which has high boiling point condense on the lowermost tray, and the constituent or fraction which have low boiling point condense on the topmost tray, like petrol. The boiling point of petrol is low, that's why it condenses on the topmost tray. Okay, so in this way, all the constituents are separated by this fractional distillation. These constituents have different boiling point. Okay, so because of their different boiling point, all the components or constituents get separated, and we get lot of things from petroleum like petrol, naphthas, kerosene, diesel, fuel oil. Okay, and some residue is also left at the end, means at this point. Okay, and this residue is bitumen and paraffin wax. Okay, and the gas which is released from this fractionating column is called petroleum gas. Means petroleum gas is released in the process of refining of petroleum. Okay, means during fractional distillation a gas is released which is petroleum gas. Means the fraction which has higher boiling point condenses near base, and the fraction which has low boiling point condenses in the topmost tray, and the gas which goes out of the column is known as petroleum gas. So students, fractional distillation of crude petroleum is done in a tall fractionating column in a petroleum refinery. Means it is carried out in petroleum refinery. Crude oil is heated to about 400 degrees Celsius. The fraction which has higher boiling point condenses near base, and the one having a low boiling point condenses in the topmost tray. Now this table showing various constituents of petroleum and their uses. Means we get lot of things from petroleum. Okay, and some of them are, first is petroleum gas, means the gas release or goes out of the column which is petroleum gas. Okay, it is also called LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, and where it is used? It is used as a fuel for homes and industries, and it is also used in the production of carbon black. Now second constituent is petrol. It is very important for us because it is used as a fuel in vehicles like cars, scooters, and also as a solvent for dry cleaning clothes. Means if we want to dry clean the clothes, then it acts as a solvent. Third is kerosene. It is used as a fuel in wick stoves and used for lighting in petromax lamps, and also used as a fuel in jet aeroplanes. Next is diesel. It is used as a fuel for heavy vehicles. Means for light vehicles we can use petrol, but for heavy vehicles diesel is used, like ships, trucks, etc. It acts as a fuel for heavy vehicles like ships, trucks, etc. and to run water pumps and generators. Next is lubricating oil. It is used to lubricate machinery so that all the parts of the machine work properly. Means it decreases the friction between the parts of the machine. Okay. Next is paraffin wax. It is used for making candles, wax paper, Vaseline, grease, shoe polish, and in face cream also. Next is bitumen. Bitumen is also obtained from residue of fractional distillation, and it is used for making road surfaces and paint. Natural gas. Natural gas is a very important fossil fuel because it is a cleaner fuel and it has great advantages, and it is found deep under the earth between two layers of impervious rocks. Okay, where it is found? Deep under the earth between two layers of impervious rocks. It lies either above or along with the petroleum deposit. It contains mainly methane gas and small amount of other gases like ethane, propane and butane. Ethane, propane and butane are the name of gases, okay, but it mainly consists methane gas, and it is an efficient and convenient fuel. Why it is efficient and convenient fuel? Because it will not produce ash or smoke on burning. It means what? It is good for our environment because it will not produce smoke, and it is highly flammable, and it can easily supplied through pipelines. Okay, it can be supplied through pipelines. This is the advantage of natural gas, that it can be supplied through pipelines. And the network of pipelines exist in Vadodara, means in Gujarat, and some parts of Delhi and other places. One of the natural gas is compressed natural gas. Why it is called compressed natural gas? Because natural gas is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas. Okay, it is stored under high pressure. That's why it is called compressed natural gas, means CNG. And it is used, means it can be used as a domestic and industrial fuel. Means the great advantage of CNG is that it can be used directly for burning in our homes. Okay, that's why it can be used as a domestic purpose and in industries also. That's why it is called industrial fuel. And in homes and industries, CNG is supplied through network of pipes. Okay, and it is a eco-friendly fuel because it will not produce harmful gases on burning. It means it does not pollute our environment. That's why it is called eco-friendly fuel. And CNG is used for power generation, and it is used as a fuel in vehicles because it is less polluting and it is a cleaner fuel. So these are some advantages of CNG. Okay, and uses of CNG, that where it can be used. Next topic is effects or consequence of over extraction of coal and petroleum. See, we know that coal and petroleum can be extracted from the earth. Okay, and they are very important for us. Means all the fossil fuels are very important for us. But there are some bad effects of over extraction of fossil fuels or coal and petroleum. So now in this topic we will discuss some effects of over extraction of coal and petroleum. First effect is excessive use of fossil fuels is causing some major environmental problems like global warming and air pollution. So how the fossil fuels affects on our environment? See, we know that on burning of fossil fuels, many harmful gases released. And when these gases mix with the air, then it pollute the air. And if we use fossil fuels in excessive amount, then it will pollute our environment and cause environmental problems like global warming, means it will increase the temperature of earth, and air pollution means it will pollute our air. So excessive use of fossil fuels is causing some major environmental problems like global warming and air pollution. So this is the first bad effect of excessive use of fossil fuels. Other effect is the rate at which we are using petroleum. The day is not too far when all the petroleum reserves may become depleted. It means we are using fossil fuels or petroleum at high rate. Okay, and this will deplete all the petroleum. Okay, and it will result in energy crises. So it is also a bad effect of excessive use of fossil fuel or over extraction of fossil fuel. Calorific value. What is calorific value? The amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel is called its calorific value. It means what? On combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel means the quantity of fuel should be 1 kilogram. Okay, so on combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel, some heat energy is produced, and the amount of that heat energy is called its calorific value. And some fuels have low calorific value and some fossil fuels have high calorific value. And how it is expressed means how can we express the calorific value of a fuel? It is expressed in a unit kilojoule per kilogram, means the unit of this heat energy is kilojoule per kilogram, means the unit of its calorific value is kilojoule per kilogram. Okay, kilojoule is written as kJ, K for kilo, J for joule, J should be capital. Okay, and kilogram is kg. So kilojoule per kilogram. Next is ignition temperature. What is ignition temperature? The lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire and undergoes combustion, liberating heat and light, is called ignition temperature. Means the lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire, and on catching fire it will produce heat and light, right? And this lowest temperature at which substance catches fire is called ignition temperature, and it is also different for different fossil fuels. Topic is conservation of fossil fuel. We know that fossil fuels are very important for us, so it is needed to conserve it. But how can we conserve our fossil fuels? So some ways are, we should use renewable sources of energy like wind energy, solar energy, hydro energy. Okay, we should use renewable sources of energy because they are found in unlimited quantity. Okay, so we should use renewable sources of energy like wind energy, solar energy, hydro energy to fulfill our energy needs. and it is also present in unlimited quantity in nature. Second is energy should be generated from biomass. Why? Why should we use energy generated from biomass? Because biomass is a clean fuel and also a renewable source of energy. Okay. Third is by switching off the engines of vehicles at red lights. Next is by using public transport instead of using personal vehicles. Okay. So these are some ways by which we can conserve our fossil fuels. Today's homework is solve assignment number 1, which have been uploaded on EdQuark. So this ends for today's lecture. Thank you.